Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
Daddy, I love him.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to It's a Drama podcast. I am Liz, founder, creator, and dog's body of It's a Drama travel blog and travel and lifestyle blog. Who are
Hi,
you?
I'm Sunny. I'm 17 and I still live with my parents.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the son of Liz.
You're the son of me, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I've got two teenagers, Sunny and Tessa, who is 14. And today we are going to talk about what we promised, what it's like to live in New Zealand. We emigrated to New Zealand 10 years ago, coming up to 10 years, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you emigrate somewhere, as you will know if you emigrated, people always say, so why did you choose New Zealand and what's it really like? And when they put you on the spot like that, you tend to go, the lifestyle. And you sort of like just, you don't really know what to say. Yeah. So we just thought it'd be a really good idea to put down some pros and cons of what it's like to live on the other side of the world. Mm-hmm. We're from the UK originally.
Yep.
Came from Bath. What was that noise? Oh, buzzing.
It's
okay.
fine, yeah.
Okay, the phone. And so we're just going to talk about what it's like to live in New Zealand. And hopefully that will answer your questions should you be thinking of moving to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Before we start, let me just give you a few statistics because I'm so organised and just Googled it. Since 2010, 42,000 people have emigrated from the UK to New Zealand.
Yeah.
There was a huge rise after the Brexit decision.
Yeah.
They all came over. Since 2010, 10,000 people from the US have emigrated to New Zealand. Loads from China, loads from India, but I didn't get those statistics. And the main people that listen to this podcast are from the UK and US. So there you go. That's how many people emigrated over here, including a little family of 4 from
Which was
Bath.
us.
Yes. 10 years. How old were you when we emigrated?
8.
8 and Tess was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just jump right into it and just give our pros. Should we go our pros first or our cons?
We can do one of each.
Go on then.
Alternating between the two.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, all right then.
Okay, go on.
So my first pro is, and this just sounds so corny when people say this, but the lifestyle. You know, when people say, oh, we moved there for the lifestyle, and you don't really know what that means. So you just go, oh, that's nice. But I've sort of tried to break it down, the lifestyle, what it means. So the lifestyle, please as well, just bear in mind that we live in Taranaki on the west coast of the North Island of New Zealand. So we don't live in Auckland or Wellington. So when I say there's hardly any traffic, please don't write in and go, not write in, I'm not on
Don't email us.
Jim will fix it. Don't email me and say, oh, you're wrong, there is loads of traffic, because where we live, there isn't. So we live in New Plymouth. You can Google it. I don't know how many people live here, but it's a big city and on the west coast of New Zealand.
48,000 people are in New Plymouth.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? So please just bear in mind that when I talk about our lifestyle, this is where we live in Taranaki. Yeah. So, lifestyle to us, or to me, means New Zealand is really laid back. And
A bit too laid back sometimes.
Well, yeah, but that can be one of the cons, can't it?
Oh, okay.
No, so it's not too late. Yeah, sometimes it can be when you want to get something done and they're like, yeah, so how's your day been? Can be a little bit laid back.
Especially at the doctors.
Yeah. But so it is very laid back. Not like Jamaica laid back, not like, oh, everyone's just zoned out. It's not like that. But compared to living in the UK, it's laid back. As in, you can walk into the school and you want to talk to the teacher and they'll talk to you. Yeah. You want to stay an extra 10 minutes in the doctor's to talk about your sore foot. He'll sit and talk to you. It's just there isn't that rush that there is in the UK. No. Like, come on, we've got to get out, hurry up. That sort of feeling that I lived with for 38 years in the UK. There isn't any of that.
No.
And outdoor living is a really high priority in the UK, in New Zealand. which we love.
Yep.
You know, so if you're a real outdoors person, you'll love it, because all anyone ever wants to talk about is what the fishing's like, what the surfing's like, and how did the kids do in the sport, and where they've been on their latest tramp walk.
Yep.
So there's a huge emphasis in New Zealand on outdoor, which is just lovely. It's just really great. So that comes into lifestyle. Where we live, we are a minute, and most places as well.
So are you doing all your pros?
No, this is just my
Okay.
lifestyle.
Carry on.
I'm trying to do it as quick as I can. Listen up, all you people who love New Zealand and dream of moving here, or even are planning to move here. 11 years ago, when we decided to emigrate to New Zealand, we'd put our papers in and everything, and then honestly, I spent months just scouring whatever I could and devouring any information on New Zealand that I could find. I was reading all the books, I was going on any websites I could find, and I was even listening to Kiwi radio just so we could get a feel of what it was like over here. And I vowed when we got over here, I'd make something for someone that just showed them what real life was really like in New Zealand. And that's what I've done for you. You are going to absolutely love this. I've created a free 5-day video guide all about moving to and living in New Zealand. Now, this guide is not your tourist guide, pretty picture-y hobbits things about New Zealand. This is nitty-gritty, what it's like to live in New Zealand, because do you know what? It's too far away. You can't come and see it for yourself. It's, you're taking a big risk. Maybe you've only been here once or twice. You want to know what it's like to live in New Zealand, and this video series is going to show you that. And best of all, it is absolutely free. Okay, you're going to love it. This is where you have to go. You can go to www.itsadrama.com/ILoveNZ. I'm going to say that again. It's www.itsadrama, so itsadrama.com/ILove, and then the 2 letters NZ. Go over there, put your email in, and I will send you 5 days of free, real life, what it's like to live in New Zealand. And I just know I'm so excited about it. You are going to love it. Let me know what you think. Okay.
So are you doing all your pros?
No, this is just my lifestyle.
Carry on.
I'm trying to do it as quick as I can. So yeah, you're minutes away from a beach or native bush or mountain bike trails, or, you don't have to go very far.
No, you don't.
Like, we would just drive 5 minutes to the beach, and we would also drive 5 minutes to native bush.
I go to the beach every single night nearly.
Yeah,
with my
exactly.
friends
Yeah. And that's not, and what I'm saying is that's not unusual, is it? Because,
No, it's not.
if you lived in Auckland, you could do that. Wellington, you could do that.
Yeah.
Gisborne, you could do that. So, the weather compared to the UK, lovely. Like I say, I'm coming from the UK, but it's temperate, it's warm, and it's dry in the summer. And the winters, although we get a lot of rain. Obviously, that's why it's such a green country.
Get a lot of wind as well.
Yeah, up here we do. We live
In Taranaki.
Yeah.
Near the mountain.
Yeah. And we live on top of a hill underneath the volcano.
Yeah.
So when it blows, it really blows.
Yeah, it does.
But generally, the winters are really nice and mild. And, I was saying the other day to someone, we were down in having a coffee, me and Brian, and the day before, do you remember, it would pour down, absolutely sheeted it down. You were working that day, weren't you? Mm-hmm. And it was just gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of rain. It was just like, and then
I went swimming in the evening.
Yeah. And then the next day, it's just like beautiful blue skies, and everyone's just back in their shorts, and it's just like...
Never happened.
Yeah. And that's what I love, because no one moans about the weather, because it's like the weather won't last that long anyway. It's like, if it rains, good. All they ever say is good, because it's good for the farmers.
Yeah.
And all right, you can maybe get a week of rain, and it isn't that same, oh no, look at the weather, oh god, yeah. It's just not like that, because it's going to turn nice, and you get a lot of sunshiny days.
Yeah.
And everyone just doesn't matter about the weather. So that's my last thing. So the weather, the outdoor living, the laid back lifestyle. Oh, and the no traffic. There isn't one of the biggest things that Brian, my husband over there on the sound, used to get annoyed about in the UK was the traffic. Fact, he did turn into a bit of a, what's that thing called? Road rage monster.
Yeah. Road rage once.
Yeah, you know, where you get in the car and you're like, angry to be driving around in his van. And, you know, and then he comes over here and he's just like, a laid back muppet driving into town. Yeah, but that's like a laid back person, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, no, it's a silly person. But Kiwis tend to get a bit angry on the road sometimes. Like the nicest Kiwi will just change on the road.
Yeah, loads of people say this, but I'm sorry, but I've never ever come across. No, I know you're looking at me like that as if like, oh, what? You're joking. What? When have you ever seen that? When?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. If you don't go, the second the light goes and you leave it about 2 seconds, you'll get a harsh beep from behind you. It happened to me the other day.
Yeah, you're probably on your phone.
No, I wasn't.
They could see. Go on, young boy. On you go. Put the accelerator down. Okay, that's my pro. Do you want to go cons or pro?
Pro.
Go on.
Okay, so I've said beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Because you do get a lot of beautiful scenery. Just looking out the window, you can see the mountain and the ranges and our green hedge and your wet washing with Tessa's teddy bear hanging on the washing line. You can see beautiful blue skies with a few wisps of cloud elegantly sitting atop the mountain.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Brian's just taken a picture. We'll put that picture on, actually, so you can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, you can see what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But it is very beautiful. Anywhere you go, you know, all the drives are beautiful in their own different ways.
They are.
Like, one minute you can be driving through a gorge with, like, loads of, you know, towering hills and trees. And then literally 20 minutes later, you're driving along next to a beach with a long, big open plain, you know. It just changes all the time where, I don't want to keep using England as an example, but England's just motorways, you know. But our motorways have, you know.
Oh, yeah, but England's beautiful too.
It is, but you have to almost go off the beaten track to see it. But just driving into town, it's beautiful here, you know.
Yeah.
England, like being in Cornwall, driving to, like, I don't know, Truro or something like that, it's just kind of the same the whole way. It's just, you know, fields and hedges. You have to kind of go out of the, is it counties, you'd say?
Yeah.
For a bit of a change. But you drive around Taranaki and it's different everywhere you go, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes it can be, you know, cliffs and beaches, and then it's just, you know, you're driving inside the national park, and, you know, it's just changes all the time.
So beautiful scenery.
Yeah, beautiful scenery. Should I tell you one of my cons?
Go on then.
Internet is slow. There's
Right.
a lot of places in New Zealand that have slow internet.
Well, you've made Brian frown over there, look in the corner, as if like, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
Frowning.
Muppet's had a little frown over there, shaking his head even.
No, but internet is quite slow. You have to... you have to go to big cities to find good internet. You know, capital cities even. But yeah. No,
you're not allowed to
that's
beg
one of
to
my
differ.
cons. So slow internet, very slow internet.
Compared to where?
Everywhere.
What,
Thailand.
in the world? Oh, yeah, compared to Thailand.
Japan.
Yeah.
America. Lots of fast internet.
Well, anyway, so you're not invited on the podcast, so can you just be quiet? And yes, this is mine and Sunny's show.
Yep, so cons are the internet is slow.
Are you sure that's not just our house? Our house is rubbish.
Yeah,
Absolutely
but
rubbish.
everywhere we go.
And I'll tell you why
our
it
neighbour's
is.
house.
Yeah, but that's because you
Our
drain it all the
grandma's
time.
house.
You and
Everywhere
Tess
is slow.
draining it on the YouTube.
The cafes,
No?
work,
Yeah.
slow internet.
Really?
Well, we don't have internet at work. We do, but it doesn't
How do you go on
work.
Facebook if you haven't got internet?
Because they have, the computers that they have there have internet, but our phones don't have internet.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so you think that, okay, one of my cons then, and obviously this is a, do you know what? I don't know if this is a con or not. It's far away. It's far away from
Isolated.
bloody everywhere, isn't it? Like, you know.
That's a good thing.
I know. And when I wrote that, I thought, yeah, but that's why
It
I like
doesn't
living
feel
here.
like it's far away though, does it? Like, you don't look out at the sea and think, oh, we have to go for 4 hours on a plane to even be anywhere. And even then it's just Australia.
Yeah, yeah. It just, I suppose the reason we chose it is because it was so far away, and it was. Well, no, that's not the reason we chose it, but it didn't bother us that it was far away. But then when we've just been traveling for a year, we went to Europe and America and things like that, and you just feel as if like you're around everyone, like everyone is near you. You wouldn't have to go too far to, like even when you're in America, you just think, oh, well, I only have to hop on the plane and I'm 8 hours from England, But here it's 24 hours to get back to Europe.
And to get anywhere really, isn't it?
No, to America isn't.
Oh, America's like 18 hours.
No, 12 hours. 12 hours
still,
to
which is a long time.
Yeah, it's not too long. Don't do that with that pen because you'll hear the noise. I can hear you clicking the lid on the pen. So far away. Go on then. Yep, another one.
Pros.
Another pro from me?
Or from me.
Go on then.
If you want to do another pro.
Yeah, go on, you do pro.
It's not crowded.
I know.
So
Let's join because that's one of my pros too.
Like England, well, I don't want to keep using England for an example, but London on the subway, there's probably more people in the subway than there is in New Plymouth. It's just, you can't move, and it's just... Sometimes you get on a bus in New Zealand and there's only one old lady on it, and that's it. No one else, But in England, there's always people on the bus. And in America, when we were in Washington, on the outskirts, just loads of people on the bus.
Yeah. And I think more people makes you feel stressed. And I think that's why a lot, and like Sunny said, we keep using England because we're English. So obviously we're going to keep referring back to Britain. It makes you feel, when I lived in England, it was as soon as I got on the roads in the car or went to the supermarket, there was a lot of people around me all the time. And I just felt a little bit squashed, and pressured. And whereas this feels like you can just throw open your arms and have loads of space wherever you go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Be that on the roads or in the supermarket or when you go to the beach or, wherever, go to the cinema. It's just, you just feel like you've got space and just, room to breathe.
Not crowded.
Not crowded.
Okay, next one.
Con or pro?
Shall I do a pro?
Go on then.
So I've written no predators. I don't mean child predators. I mean like no predators like bears or cougars or anything like that.
Yeah,
nothing
like
that can,
deadly spiders.
Yeah, nothing that can. Even though one of my cons is big spiders. So there are big spiders in New Zealand.
They don't bite you.
No, but I'm not scared of that.
Okay, well anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, so just nothing that can kill you. No snakes, nothing like that. No little frogs that if you touch you die. Just
like poison
nothing
frog
to be
on an
scary.
arrow.
You could crawl through the undergrowth and not have to worry about dying. Stumbling upon a little hidden snake or anything like that.
But you wouldn't do that in the UK either, would you?
What do you mean?
Like there's no predators in the UK.
Well, there's little poisonous snakes, isn't there?
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Lived there for 38 years and didn't know that.
No. You'd be rummaging around through the undergrowth.
All those times when I was rummaging around through the undergrowth, not knowing that there's a little poisonous adder. No, but you're right. We were thinking of emigrating to Canada. And to be honest, you were really small then.
You have to wear a bell when you're walking around.
It freaked me out because it was like, oh, God. You know what? If you're just walking along and all like this visions of this bear just jumping out from the woods and just eating you.
Hello, Muppets.
Oh, it's a nice Muppet family. So no, put me off Canada.
Yeah.
Even though I love it and I love the Canadians as well. So, but yeah, that did put me off. I was a bit scared. So yeah, there aren't any predators. Okay.
One of your pros or cons?
Yeah, one of my pros is house prices. Have I already said weather? Haven't I? Yeah. So house prices. So you can listen to our podcast that we did.
It was actually a video.
Yeah, but we did a podcast on it too,
did
didn't we? Yeah, we did. Last week we did a podcast, video and blog post all about the cost of living in New Zealand. So if that's your thing and you want to know how much things cost, go and listen to that podcast. But yeah, you just get so much more for your house, for house prices. Like we bought this house, so we built this house for £250,000. That's right, wasn't it, Brian? Yeah. That's with the land as well. Yeah, with the land, including 2 acres of land and the house, brand new house, £250,000.
Yep.
So $500,000. Yeah, you wouldn't get much in the UK for that.
You wouldn't.
London is the 30th most expensive city in the world to live, whereas Wellington is the 86th most expensive city to live.
It's a lot of cities.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Wow.
So yeah, I know things can be more, there's certain things that are more expensive, but houses is just, and you live a lot of life in your house.
Yeah.
So to me, that's very important.
Yeah.
You get a lot more for your money.
That's where you spend the majority of your days.
Yeah. Go on then.
A con, I've put sunburn. So
Yeah.
the ozone layer and stuff is
Yeah.
very thin. You get sunburn very easily.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's the highest skin cancer
Yeah.
death rate or something in
Yeah.
the world. That's the only thing. If you come to New Zealand, make sure to put on a lot of sunscreen because you can be dangerously burnt.
You can, yeah. And I remember when I was researching about emigrating to New Zealand, again, you were small kids, and that really frightened me actually, because I remember reading about that and I thought, oh, is that true? And it is true. You have got to have sunscreen on in the winter and in the summer, and a hat, and cover up, slip, slop, slap, they say, don't they? Mm-hmm. Whereas, certainly in the UK, you don't. I'm sorry, you just cover yourself in baby oil because you want to be brown. You don't want to protect yourself, do you?
No.
Okay, so a con for me is, and this sort of goes hand in hand with the far away, is the time difference.
Yeah.
Oh, I have lost count of the amount of times that I've said to my family, I'll ring you tomorrow, and it's just never a good time because I'm talking the UK here. At night, we're making dinner and, you're settling down for the evening, and they're just getting up to go to work and school. Yeah. And it's never a good time to call, and vice versa, in the morning. And America's not too bad. You can wait until the afternoon and then speak to them.
Because your evening is their afternoon.
Yeah, so I think it's, I can't remember, but I think in the afternoon it's their morning, isn't it, Bri?
They're 18 hours behind.
18 hours behind, yeah.
Depending on where we are.
So it's not as bad, but that time difference thing it can be a real pain. If you've got to ring the bank or you've got to ring someone and they're based in the UK, or it's just you have to get your business head on before you can make a phone call to them. But that's not too bad. But go on, have you got any more?
Only a pro.
Go on.
Good quality food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we've got, in Taranaki, we've got a lot of farms and stuff like that. We have, we have good quality food, don't we? Even for a cheap price, you can get a good chicken and stuff. Just doesn't feel fake, Nothing feels like it's, mass produced. It's just, it's a lot of good quality. A bit like Ireland.
Yeah.
It was just good quality stuff.
Yeah. It's right there. Out of all the places we went to in the world, Ireland was, came next to New Zealand, didn't it?
Quality.
It just tasted real, didn't it? We had meat and cheese and butter, and it just tasted proper. And it's funny you should say that, because we've just had visitors over from the UK, and Leslie, and she said, hello, Leslie, and she said, the one thing is the food just tastes like it used to in England when I was a kid. Yeah. It's funny she should say that, isn't it? And and I remember when we came over and we had I think we had like a pork dish or something. It was like, wow, it just tasted. I can't describe it, but it just tastes real. It
tastes more full, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the correct terminology is for that, but yeah, you're right. It is. It's nice food. My cons on the cost of living, and then we'll round it up, is. Things can be expensive. You want to go and buy a tumble dryer.
Comes at a price.
Well, you go and buy a tumble dryer in the UK and it costs you like £90 or something like that. And you buy it over here and it costs you $1,000.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why that is. Things like, just appliances are really expensive. A Hoover is expensive, and microwaves are expensive. Like a proper cooker, an oven, a nice quality oven. Okay, that's our timer. So let's wrap it up there. So, do we like living in New Zealand then?
Yeah, I think it's quite nice.
I absolutely love living in New Zealand. Absolutely love it.
It's one of the best places we've ever been.
Yep. From all the places we went to around the world, New Zealand, we kept saying to each other, it's beautiful, but I wouldn't want to live here.
No.
I just like living in New Zealand. So if you're interested, if you're thinking of emigrating to New Zealand and you want to know more, please comment or leave me a message. Mm-hmm. You can message me through the blog. and we can answer any more questions that you've got.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening. If you could possibly rate us 5 stars on iTunes and maybe leave a comment with your opinion or a review, that would be great. Yeah, share with your friends if you know someone who would like to listen to our podcast and would find it useful.
Yep.
Tag them in it and send it to them.
That'd be good. And one more thing is, if you are a Kiwi and you're living in England, or you've lived in England for a long time and you'd like to come on this podcast, can you message me? Because that'd be a really great thing to do, is just interview someone, a New Zealander who's gone to live in England, and how they, or America, and how they see the differences.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're out there and you're one of those people, please message me and we'll have a chat. Until then, I'll see you soon. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the podcast. We have loved having you here.
If you guys could subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be absolutely amazing. And make sure to share the podcast with your friends.
And if you'd like to hop over to the blog, find one of the little boxes that ask you to drop your email. I will send you a newsletter every week letting you know when we've released our new podcast. That will go straight into your inbox. So it's www.itsadrama.com.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next week for another podcast.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.